So, I've done something extremely terrible this past week, and I just don't know how this channel will ever recover. I've pissed off not only hundreds of you guys, but thousands and thousands and thousands of others, saying crazy and outlandish stuff like this.
Possession so far, he hasn't really forced the defense to guard him.
And this.
Not a huge fan of the shot, but I like that he shot it.
But especially this.
Things you can do, and you can just tell at the moment he catches, and it seems like he just doesn't have a plan.
Look, by now it's obvious how incredibly passionate the internet gets when it comes to nepotism and Bronny James. So I guess there's only one thing to do, and that's to make another video about nepotism and Bronny James. Roll that intro. What am I doing? First off, I wanted to address some of the comments from the previous video. Basically, you saying the same thing as awful coaching, but nicer. A so-called NBA basketball player can't sprint back for defense. Somehow it became unpolished, young, and non-experienced. I wonder how Andre Ingram feels right now. Andre Ingram, isn't he like over 40, isn't he like 40 or 50? Like he's probably watching his grandkids. Bronny did not take Andre Ingram's spot. I like this one. LeBron is a great player, but far from the greatest. Top 10 player. Dry Ames, 4319, top 12. Maybe. I haven't sat down and put much thought into it. I know for a fact he's not top 5. This goes on. But you don't have LeBron in your top 10. Okay, I see where this is going. Dishonest review of Bronny, not gonna lie. You claim awful coaching is playing a persona just because he speaks the truth aggressively. Yet you're pandering and being soft on criticism of Bronny as if LeBron is writing you a check. Beat it. Well, have you seen the size of this TV? I could use a little income from Sir James, so if you know a way to get in contact with him. Oh, so he did make at least 1 3, and he hustled on defense, and he didn't force threes when there were better options? Man, I guess RI were just wrong. Open shocked face. I think I pointed out all those things, don't we? Yeah, I mentioned all those in the video. I don't know what this person is talking about. Not an NBA player. Simple. Raymond. Not Raymond, bro. LOL. It's Raymond, which is what I put in the video. Respect. Players mess up too. At 4:52, you missed Bronny missing an easy fast break opportunity. I pointed out multiple times in the video, but especially at the beginning, once I saw his tendencies were, I pointed it out before it even happened. I said, I guarantee he's going to miss lots of opportunities because he doesn't sprint certain lanes. Yeah, I did mention it. I don't know. They must not have watched the whole video. Well, absolutely riveting. Let's not act like nepotism doesn't exist all around us, and the league is no different. In fact, I would argue that the NBA is about 30% basketball and 85% entertainment. That's why I find it so fascinating that the news cycle keeps churning out articles, YouTube videos, Twitter hashtags, and so much more on this topic, and we just eat it up. We eat it up. It's baffling to me that we care so much. In fact, there's this awesome Google document that I'll put up here for you guys that was put together a couple years back, and it shows around 500 of the 5,000 players that have ever played in the NBA are directly related to another family member that also made it. That's over 10% of players that have ever played in the league are related to someone else. That means this happens a lot. Also, some of you did make some really good points in that last video. Even if I didn't agree with all of them, I did appreciate the back and forth, so I do appreciate those. I think people are hyper focused on Bronny, obviously because of his father, and look, that may be rightfully so. But that doesn't mean just because I don't dislike Bronny, that I do want him to do well. It doesn't make me a bronsexual. I'll be okay. Honestly, I haven't had a favorite player or team in over 20 years. I generally just watch the games because I like to see the good competition. I want to see a great game and not have an emotional attachment to an organization that I literally have no investment in. And Bronny's not the only one, to be fair. Thanasis Antetokounmpo has been the laughingstock of the NBA for pretty much the last 2 years, and I can't understand why. Oh, okay. See what had happened. Look, the truth is Bronny isn't the first person to be brought into the NBA because of his bloodline, and I guarantee you he won't be the last. Anyone remember Austin Rivers? Actually, he was the #1 ranked player in high school, and when he went to Duke, he was actually averaging. I don't care. Once he was in the NBA, he may or may not have gotten a little help with roster spots and, you know, some trades because of his father. And I'm okay with it. What about Rick Barry and his son Brent Barry? And his other son John Barry? And his other son Drew Barry? That's actually impressive. Obviously, we've got the Ball brothers, and as much as you may hate LeVar, and I've got to admit he is damn annoying, he did the thing. He got all 3 of his sons into the NBA, and you can't be upset at that. There's brothers Harvey and Horace Grant, and then the sons Jarian and Jeremy Grant. I'm sure this family is not competitive whatsoever. And lastly, everybody knows about the Stoudemire cousins. You got Damon Stoudemire, you got Salim Stoudemire, you got Terrence Jones. What, you thought they'd all have the same last name? Anyways, the list goes on, and I think it proves the point that I'm trying to make. A player making it to the NBA who's a relative of another NBA player is just not really crazy enough for me to lose sleep over. Now, the fact that he got drafted to the same team as his father at the number 55 pick, I actually care even less about. Who's the last number 55 pick that you guys can even remember, right? And also the fact that he hasn't played well. I probably care the least about that one. I had to sit through that entire Summer League game, and it was so bad. Like, all of it. It was just not good basketball from anyone. Yeah, Dalton Knecht, he played well, but I mean, he's the 17th overall pick. Also, he's 23 years old. Yeah, he's 4 years older than Bronny. It's comparing the two, it's nonsensical. It's dumb. And frankly, it's not worth the camel that it rode in on. I have always wanted to say that. In conclusion, do I think that Bronny deserves to be in the NBA? I don't care, sure. I don't care. Do I think the Lakers are fools for drafting him at number 55? Also, I don't care. Do I think pineapple belongs on pizza? Ew. Get out.